Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm on a financial freedom journey with my family. I share all about that and more on my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing our plan for October, our monthly budget for October. I like to call it a plan more than a monthly budget because it really is a plan for our money and this is what we are intending to do. Now, if you've watched my monthly budget recaps or reconciliations, whatever you want to call them, you know that sometimes that doesn't exactly happen. We have 5 people in our family and putting a plan in place is amazing. And I'm so thankful that we do this every month. But at the end of the day, when you have 5 people in your family, like sticking to a budget 100% is just not realistic to me, at least. So we do go over budget sometimes. We go over budget. We switch around categories. We do things differently sometimes. Like it's hard to make a plan almost a month in advance and then have to kind of pivot. So all that to say, I get a lot of comments that are like, you have budgeting down, like you're so awesome. Like, how do you do that? Like, I feel like every time I do a budget, like I go over. I do too. And so I hope that if you watch this video that you do end up watching the corresponding video at the end of the month or the beginning of November that I will post that talks about our real spending, because I'm not perfect and my family's not perfect. And this is real life budgeting. This is real numbers. This is the reality of budgeting with kids and budgeting with sometimes like real life feelings and emotions. And I definitely have been victim to impulse purchasing still, even after I've been on this journey for so many years. So I just wanted to share that because I do get a lot of comments that are like, my budget never works out, or like I always overspend. Like, should you always be overspending? No, that probably says that there's a problem with your budget. But I just want to tell you guys that that is normal for the most part. Like, you're not going to be able to spend exactly $800 on groceries every month. Like, just probably not realistic, especially if you have more than one person in your family. Like if it's just you, I feel like maybe it's a little bit easier, but if you have a husband and kids and any other people in your family that you're like providing for, it is so difficult. The more people you add, the more difficult it is. So real life over here, these are my real numbers, you guys, no bullshit. This is my budget and I always am honest with you guys with my recaps. So it's never perfect, but it is real. So just wanted to throw that out there. Let's go ahead and get into October. So W-2 income. My husband and I both work salaried jobs, so we do have a pretty stable income every single month, which I'm very grateful for. And we also do usually have side hustle income, but we don't count that because that is money that we don't know until we know, if that makes sense. Like we don't know what we're doing, or we don't know how much we'll have until we have it. So any extra money that we get goes towards right here, financial goals. So we don't count it. We budget based off of just like our regular income, and that's what it is. Mortgage is our first fixed expense and our largest fixed expense, and that is for November 1st. Our mortgage amount right now is $2,527. I know I talk about this in like every video, but I feel like it's important to point out we do have an escrow shortage right now, so we are paying a little bit more. Like we're paying to cover the escrow shortage because we didn't want to have to pay like $2,000 out of pocket. So we are paying more on our mortgage than hopefully we will have to in the future. Although obviously our mortgage could change. Like this is all just, theoretical, but right now we're paying $2,527. That is what it is. I'm hoping it'll go down next year, but if it doesn't, that's fine too. So just wanted to call that out. Then we have our Peloton. So my husband and I have a Peloton bike and we absolutely love it. We use it for strength and riding, and I really use Peloton as like my fitness method of choice. So like if I go on a walk outside, I use the Peloton app to record it, and it's just nice to have like everything in one app. So $45 a month we pay. We bought our bike in 2020, so it's 4 years old now. And it still works like a champ. It's awesome. We absolutely love it. I need to get on it more, to be honest, because I have kind of fallen off this year a little bit, but it's been, you guys know, if you've been on my channel for a while, it's been a struggle year. Okay. It's been a struggle year for me. So trying to get back in routines as much as I can, but honestly, like I've been doing a lot of walking lately instead. And I feel like that's just more manageable for me right now. So it is what it is. I'll get back to it eventually. And my husband does use it as well. Then we have our internet, and this is a flat $60 a month for internet. And then we also have our giving. So we do a recurring donation every single month to St. Jude in the amount of $100. And we also have a recurring brokerage transfer for $100 as well. We started that a few months ago. We've had our brokerage account since like 2019 or maybe 2020. I can't remember offhand. And we've kind of never really done anything with it. It's just always been kind of sitting there. It has had like a few $1,000s in it from like random deposits that we'd make every once in a while back then. But like in the last few years, we really haven't been doing anything with it. So this year we decided like $100 a month we can part with, and it'll just be good investing hygiene to like have this recurring transfer. So $100 a month goes into our brokerage right now. We don't have any plans for it though. I don't know what we're going to use it for, and I think that's okay. I don't have any plans for it at this time, but I know that it's obviously going to be good to have a chunk of money at some point. So whatever we end up using it for is fine. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe we could save it for like early retirement if that is possible for us, but we'll see. And our final fixed expense is our electric, which we have on budget billing, and they actually just sent me an email saying that our budget billing amount got reduced. So it was $219 and now it's $196. So they do every 6 months like a recalibration of it, so that like if you're way off, like it kind of prevents you from like owing or like not owing at the end, if that makes sense. So we went down to $196, which was cool by me because that's an extra $20 that we are saving now. So very cool. That is it for our fixed expenses for the month. A lot of questions I get in the past videos, so I'll just answer them in case you have them too. Water bill, we pay quarterly. This is not a water bill month for us. And cell phones, we use Mint Mobile. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you know how much I love Mint. I've been using Mint for almost 2 years. My husband's been using Mint for almost 2 years. My son also uses Mint. He has, well, it's like a house phone, but whatever. We have an extra cell phone that we use for our kids, and it is so amazing. I absolutely love it. Highly recommend it to everyone. I will leave my link down below if you guys want to check it out, but we've had incredible results with Mint. Never had a problem with drop calls, never had a problem with messages sending, never had a problem with data. Like, it is awesome. Highly recommend. So we pay our cell phone bills once a year. So we don't have any this month. I think our next one will be maybe November for my husband. I can't remember when his is due, or no, maybe it's January. I think it might be January. But yeah, we pay once a year. I did have to pay my son's, I think it was August or September. I can't remember. So if you go back to that video, you'll see a cell phone in that one. But yeah, so those are some of my most commonly asked questions of fixed expenses. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments. I have no problem answering any of your questions about our budget. We have intentionally tried to reduce the amount of monthly expenses as much as humanly possible over the last few years, because honestly, it's just easier, and I like my budget to be as simple as possible. So the fewer things we can have on a monthly basis, the better for me. Like, if I could pay Peloton annually, I would, because I literally hate having like monthly expenses. Let me know if you're like that in the comments, but like, I just don't like having a monthly expense really. So total fixed expenses for the month of October, $3,028. Total remaining is $4,272. And we are moving on to our variable expenses. So these honestly don't really change much. If you've been on my channel for a while, these have been pretty stable for a while. They sometimes will flex a little bit up or down. Especially our groceries have flexed up, not down. I don't know that we've ever reduced our groceries, but yeah, it's been going up over the last like couple of years for obvious reasons. First category we have is personal spending. We both get $100 a month for personal spending. We can spend this on whatever we want. I don't set any parameters on it. We get it in our personal checking accounts. My husband and I both kept personal checking accounts, and literally the only thing we use it for is our personal spending money. So that's kind of a nice way to do it. All of our other accounts are joint, and then we both have one personal checking for specifically our spending money so that it doesn't get mixed with anything else. Like, I just transfer this right at the beginning of the month. We use it, and that's it. It's very nice. And once you're out, you're out. Like, I'm not giving you any more. I'm not giving myself any more, because I feel like I definitely could want to, but I have to check myself a little bit and be like, gas, we are budgeting $250. That's been working out pretty well for us. I'm back in the office 2 days a week now, and my husband works like out. My husband works in the restaurant industry, so he's kind of like out traveling for work quite a bit in our like general vicinity. So he drives a lot for work. I'm mostly at home, but go into the office 2 days a week. So $2.50 is good for our gas. Groceries, I'm leaving this at $900. I feel like this is working well for us. Our kids are back in school. They're like, my daughter packs a lunch every single day. My son eats hot lunch almost every single day. So they're kind of like 50-50. But yeah, 900's been working out good. A question that I haven't gotten, but I feel like I might after I reference the hot lunch thing is also, do you call it hot lunch? Is that what it's called? I don't know. That's what I call it, but is it hot lunch? Like lunch at school. Anyways, where do I take that money? So I do spend, I think it's like between $50 and $75 probably a month. I do take that out of our grocery budget because it is food for him. And if he wasn't doing hot lunch at school, he would be taking a packed lunch and I would be paying for it out of here. So I do just take that out of here. So I was just getting ahead of that in case you guys had that question, because I don't know that I've ever shared that before. $100 for fun and kids. This is our budget for anything like extra for the kids. If they get invited to a birthday party, if we want to go to a movie or whatever, $100 should be sufficient for that. And miscellaneous, I am bumping this up to $250. I just said that we don't change these very often, but I did decide to bump this up for well, I might bump it up moving forward, but specifically for the month of October. You guys know October is kind of a expensive month, I guess, like Halloween and all that stuff. And I didn't set aside money extra for Halloween. I just kind of bumped up our miscellaneous. My kids are pretty basic when it comes to costumes. I'm actually making, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this, but I'm actually making my daughter's costume. She's going as Taylor Swift and I'm making her a lover bodysuit. So I'm making that, which is a freaking huge time commitment, but is saving me a lot of money because I already had a like leotard that fit her and I just had to buy the like sequins gems on Amazon. They were super cheap. If you want to see progress on that, I'll try to update more on Instagram. So yeah, I don't anticipate that, all of that to say, I don't anticipate spending a ton on Halloween. So I think $250 is fine. I might actually leave our miscellaneous at $250 though, because I feel like we just have had more and more miscellaneous things coming up. And dining out is $300. I moved this up months ago. I never moved it back down. I feel like this is just reasonable for us. We are a family of 5. So, you know, if we eat out, it's a good $50. Like even if it's McDonald's, we're spending $40, $50. So yeah, all 3 of my kids at this point eat like real children. Like even my 2.5-year-old, like he puts down like a meal. So, you know, it's not cheap to feed this many people. So that brings our total variable expenses to $2,000 and our total remaining at $2,272. Now we're going to move to our sinking funds. Sinking funds that we've had these for years and years and years. These work perfect for us. I love the way that we have our sinking fund set up. We have car, home, Christmas, kids, vacation. Most of those are self-explanatory. Car we use for car maintenance, car insurance, car registration, anything with our cars. Home we use for home repairs, furnace filters, water softener salt, etc. You get the drift. Christmas. Kids, like school supplies, I don't know, sports, like anything like big. Now, this might be confusing because you're like, girl, you have a fun and kids category up here and you also have a kids sinking fund. The kids sinking fund I use mostly for like larger expenses. So like, I don't know, back to school or sports fees or I don't know, anything else larger than like $100 usually is what I use for this. And then vacation, again, self-explanatory. We like to go on vacations every once in a while, so I want to be saving for that. So for this month, $100 is going to car, $100 is going to home, Christmas, $100, kids, $50, and vacation, $250. I've been bumping up vacation. This has been bumped up for a while because I really want to save more for vacation because we're hoping to go for spring break again. So that is a total of $600 for our sinking funds, and that leaves us at $1,672. Another thing I wanted to note about sinking funds, we keep our emergency fund and all of our sinking funds in one savings account, a high yield savings account, because I like to get the interest on it. So yeah, that is what we do with that. And also I just wanted to note, I did just move our savings actually. And I very seldom do this. We have been banking at the same bank for years now. I previously was with Ally. Then I moved like years ago to a random bank that had like the best interest rate. And now I actually have moved I've moved our savings, which is our emergency fund and all of our sinking funds, to BMO Alto. BMO Bank. And so, well, I think it's technically different. Like BMO Alto is like their specific online bank. And honestly, super great experience so far. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it yet because we just switched like a couple weeks ago, but their interest rate was higher than what we were getting. And I'm not normally like an interest chaser, but I just feel like I was ready to move it. And I was like, okay, we've been at this bank for a few years. Let's like go ahead and move to a different one. So BMO Alto, if you're looking for a really good interest rate, as of the date that I'm filming this right now, which also yesterday, I think it was, yes, yesterday, the Fed cut interest rates by 50 percentage, or what is it, 0.5 percentage points, or I don't know, 50 points or whatever. So interest rates are probably going to be going down. Just FYI, if you have a high yield savings account, typically they go down with the Fed cutting interest rates. So keep an eye on that. But as of right now, our interest rate is 5.1% at BMO Alto. So I highly recommend it for that purpose. Like if you're looking for a really good rate, our rate at our old bank that we were at, I think was 4.9 or 4.85 or something. So it was, I don't know if it was like worth it to switch, but I was ready to switch anyway. So I was like, okay, let me just go here for the better interest rate. So just wanted to share that because I do get questions periodically, like where are your savings at? So BMO Alto is where we've moved them to for now because of the interest rates. And I've just heard that they're a good bank. I've never banked with them before, but I've heard good things. So I've had a good experience so far. I will keep you guys updated if you're interested. So $1,672, and we are putting that all towards financial goals, hopefully, as long as we don't overspend. We'll have to keep an eye on that. $1,672, and that leaves us with a zero-based budget. And you know that we are zero-based budgeters, which means that we like to have $0 at the end of our budget, which we do. So that is our October budget. I hope you guys let me know in the comments down below if you've done your October budget yet. I know I'm typically like pretty early in the month to be doing these, but I do like to get them done early so that I know my plan for the month. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you've done yours yet or what October is looking like for you. And let me know if you guys have kids, what are they dressing up as this year? I would love to hear about it. I'm like obsessed with hearing about other kids' costumes. I think it's so fun. So let me know what your kids are going to be for this year, and I will talk to you later. Bye guys.